să dați. La 28 de ani îmi iau permisul. Mergem mai departe.
Was it so?
Salutare tuturor! Nu vă mai spun bine ați venit la un nou episod de Klausenburg, pentru că dacă ne urmăriți, ați dat click, ați dat follow, ați dat like, înseamnă că ați revenit pe canalul nostru, ceea ce ne bucură pe noi foarte, foarte mult. Sunt din nou aici alături de Horst, la muzeul Speed Tribe House. Nu puteam să nu facem atâta material pentru că, după cum vedeți, chiar există mașini foarte, foarte interesante. Și aș vrea acum să discut în a doua parte a interviului, să discut cu Horst experiența lui la Klausenburg Retro Racing, cum s-a simțit, cum îi se pare evenimentele de genul acesta și cum le vede pe viitor. Hello once again, Horst.
Hello.
Thank you very much for your kindness and that you welcomed us very, very well.
Pleasure to have you here.
I want to discuss a little bit about Klausenburg Retro Racing because with this event I met you due to this event. Tell me your first impression when you came to Cluj. I heard that you was not your first time in Romania. You were in Romania before, but tell me your first impression regarding the city, the people from Cluj, and after that we will discuss about Klausenburg.
Okay. So my first visit in Cluj, Klausenburg was in the beginning of 70s already. Some business in dental laboratories and with the university. And I had some impression from some places, Temesvar, from Bucharest and whatever it was. And after 40 years later, I was really impressed what had changed, how clean and how nice. Anyway, Cluj always was a nice place to be, and I really had fun there. And you took me around a little bit to see some places. Not enough time due to the event.
The time
we had together, but it was really fun. Nice hotel, nice restaurants, nice places. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but Cluj, now I'm saying an inside information, Cluj is more developed than other cities in Romania, especially from the south cities and so on, because Cluj is more close to the west part of Europe, and I'm not, let's see, objective regarding the Cluj, but it's really nice, a really nice city, and I think the peoples were very kind and nice to you.
People are different. People are different there, and I think one of the main points you see many boys and girls, so many young people, students. I think the university has more than 100,000 students. And it's famous for medical and technical faculties. And I think this big amount of students also changes the people and makes a total different climate compared to other places.
Yeah, of course, but due to the students, a lot of companies came over there to develop their business with the students from Cluj. It's obvious. Tell me about you are saying the racetrack from Klausenburg from Cluj, but it wasn't the racetrack. It was
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse.
I'm curious about, because you were in Cluj before Klausenburg first edition, and now at that time I discussed with you about my plans and so on and so on, and it was a funny thing that I went with you on the parking spot over there, and I said, Horst, here will be that. And I'm curious now, what was in your mind then? When you saw the entire parking lot, and how you see it when I explain it to you, there will be that and that and that.
Let me put it a total different way. So it's a question of space, it's a question of money and cost. But the basic idea, as I understood you at the time 3 years ago, was that you want to develop something to bring motorsports closer, especially with old cars, with old-timers, closer to young people or people anyway, for a reasonable price. So this is, I think, a problem everywhere. If you go to top old-timer events like Instragram Classic Rally in Austria, which is really top in the world, it's 3,000 euro for the event for 3 days, and you have to do something for 10 euro. An event for 10 euro per car. And I think this is the right way to approach. And then in second step, one can discuss the track, how a track looks like. If you don't have a parking area in a shopping mall or shopping center large enough, big enough, and if you don't have to pay too much for using it for 2 days, then this is another issue, another discussion. But basically to make it more attractive to spectators and to people drive, it should be longer. It should be, I think it should, a track like this should not be less than 500-600 meters, or better even 1.5 kilometer like Tarkuskivisk and other places. You should find an industrial area to do that. But anyways, there were people from the shopping mall, spectators, a lot of interest in people. I did not expect that really so many people come and have a look. And I think this is the right way to start and to make more events like this all over Romania, and to bring people closer to old cars, and especially to renovate also old cars. Not only looking for Porsche and the big or Mercedes, the big expensive ones, also the local Dacia-made cars or Bulgarian cars. They produced also Alpine in Bulgaria, Bulgar Alpine, and these cars should be brought back in history and should be brought to life again.
And you should brought them closer, as you said, closer to the public, to the young people, that they not necessarily know the history of those cars. It was, yes, as you said at the beginning, it was the right way to start it, because it was Klausenburg racing. It was a concept, new thing for everybody. And it was the right way, and it was the first step, let's say, in growing such an event. Let me say that when you were in Cluj, it was it's a nice memory for me that at that edition were 80 cars at Klausenburg Racing. It doesn't matter that one was a tuning car, as you said, an old school tuning car, because as you said, it's for everybody, this event. And most important than this, it's to train the person to appreciate something valuable in automotive industry, let's say. It was 82 cars, I think. One of the group was with the classic, nice cars, as you said, as you probably saw. Some group was with modified, and some group was with really interesting cars, rally cars, as was your Alpine, as was the BMW, the rally car from Borbay. It was a Dacia rally car, I think. There were really interesting cars, rally cars. So it was the first step. The next last year, the last edition in Polus was twice longer. The racetrack, probably you saw on the Facebook.
I saw on Facebook.
And now, starting this year, we developed, but we will discuss later in the interview. Tell me about the experience from Târgu Secuiesc, because if you came back, if you turned back to Romania, to Klausenburg, it means that you feel well at the event and you liked it, even if it was in the parking lot. Tell me about Târgu Secuiesc.
Anyway, both events I did like. It was basically different to what was held in Cluj. So you have the city, and you have nice hotel, nice restaurant, whatever, and nice people anyway. There, I did really appreciate that. at the end, you know, I had a little bit problem
with
my shoulder, with one car went off a little bit and hit me. But basically, I drove back myself home. So this was, I have good memories, some nice pictures, and I met some nice friends. And this was the motivation to go to Tagesregisk for the next event a year later. And this was a good track there.
Track, yeah.
What I'm missing is that only one car is driving around.
Yeah.
And I think should be two or four cars, two, three, four cars should be in the track at the same time. To make it safe, one can start the cars in the same group of driving level or power weight of the car and driving level of the people, that they don't make overtaking and risky actions, which is for beginners not good. They get afraid and the reaction is not known what they will do if a situation is coming up. One car turns around or so and they are behind them. This is not a good idea. But basically, the track should be longer, as it was in Tagesregisk. 1 kilometer or so is perfect.
I think there is 1.5 kilometers.
It's
1.3.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's 1.3, I remember. And on the other hand, the cars should be, in the groups should be done by age as well as by cylinder volume. You have one problem, basically it's not a problem, but one thing I personally don't like, this is that you have a Dacia. So basically I have myself a Renault 12 Gordini, absolutely original rally car. And there you have Dacia R12 with 1100C engine, 1300C engine, 2-liter engine, modern Clio engines included, whatever with 100 and so horsepower. This one should make the split of the cars a little bit more different.
I made it this year, starting the first, because this year, as I told you, we had 4 editions. I like to say that it was a mini championship this year, and next year it will be, as we discussed, a real championship in 6 different cities of Romania. As you said before, I started already this year with this thing. We had the 3 main groups. Classic group, which is the group with no modification, no changing wheels or tires or suspension, anything, based on the power of the car. This main group, classic group, is with 4 groups based on the cylinder. Other one is modified, all the modified cars, and the other one is rally cars, which are let's say are not modified. They are real rally cars. Based that one, the rally is split in twice until 1.6 and above 1.6. So
but you see, the problem. Sorry, the problem is you should for the future, if you want to make it survive and a permanent event for the next years, every year, you should really look a little bit more into the FIA rules. Not everything FIA is doing is nice and good. Sometimes these crazy guys sit in Paris and introduce new things or events. But you should come a little bit more to the international regulations. Your goal must be not only to attract young people or people in Romania. You also should try to find people coming from the neighboring countries like Hungary, like Bulgaria, like Austria, like Germany. I think your goal should be to have 30% cars from other countries visiting you. Yeah, basically it's a question to make it attractive for them that the entrance fee is low, but anyway your entrance fee is nothing, it's very low. But the most important thing for people, if people like me, retired people having some old-timer cars, if they drive a long way to Cluj or Târgu or whatever place it is in Romania, they want to have event.
Yeah.
The car and the car little race is one thing, but the most important thing is a nice party in the evening, and the after race party is the most important point, with music, with good buffet, with good food, and so this is the most important point.
Another thing that it's in, it's first of all when I'm saying to the camera, and it's first of all, the first time they hear about this. Next year will be this championship with six rounds, let's say, and one event in. I'm not sure about the period of time and the month. One regularity event. Mm-hmm. Real regularity event near Cluj, because the place is awesome. When you will come to Cluj once again, I will have the enough time to show you some nice places in the mountains and so on. And there will be a real regularity rally. I discussed with some of the authorities near in the smallest cities near Cluj, because I don't want to make it in Cluj because it's
a 2-day event you want to make, or 1 day.
No, 2 days.
Two-day event.
Even 3 with the 2 nights.
So 600 kilometers or something like
this. Yeah. 600 kilometers.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
Staying 1 or 2 nights in different places with the whole with the entire whole competitors, with every competitor over there, and it will be interesting, I think.
Yes, and the most important point, but you know that yourself out of experience, is that you find the right sponsors in local industry. You have a lot of car industry supply companies in Romania. You have a car industry yourself, so Dacia, Renault. Yeah. You have and the component manufacturers. You should work early enough and push them and visit them to make them advertise in
this year was the first year when one manufacturer company, Opel, in the Arad edition, the first edition this year in April, was the first company car that came to me and said, hey, we want to work with you and be the sponsor for Arad edition. So I think it's a good way to do the events, but at the beginning it was hard for me because working with them, because they didn't know what I'm doing, so I have to prove them in 4 years, 5 years, let's say, because this is the 5th year.
Make a small photo book.
A presentation.
Invest in 250 or 500 euro to make photo book. And then go through the registration list of cars in Romania, who has a number 1 and number 10 registered cars at the road in Romania, and go to the top 10 car component suppliers. Yeah. And then some normal companies from food industry or from whatever.
But this is the main thing that they are starting to not invest in this kind of event. I'm feeling this year was a good year, but next year will be an awesome year regarding the partners and the authorities, because this is very important, because from those 6 rounds, 2, as I said yesterday, 2 will be in real racetracks like Târgu Secuiesc, and 4 will be in the center of different cities from Romania. So once again, it was a pleasure for me to be here with you and to see that you are in a good shape, ready for next season. Cu voi ne revedem în episoadele următoare. Nu uitați să vă abonați, să dați like și dacă am postat destul de rar, ținem aproape de voi și vrem să vă arătăm cât mai multe lucruri frumoase. Thank you very much, Horst, and all the good for you.
Okay.
Salut!